Hello, and welcome back to Writing with Witches in 2026. At least that's when you're going to watch it.
Yeah.
Anyway, my name my
Yeah.
name is Leona Urbanski, and I am a debut author with my book coming out in April of 2026, and I'm a witch. And this is the recap episode, which is always great fun. And my
Yeah.
co-host is
I am Nicole Autumn. I am the author of the Secret Society series that at this point, release day is 3 days away. So, yeah, it comes out on January 9th. So, that will be the final book in the series. But, we get to talking and there could be potential spin-offs. So,
that did come up today. The
yeah.
group chat was active today.
Yeah. I'm excited for the thought of it though.
Yeah, I'm sitting there at basketball practice and I pop my phone open, 65 unread messages. I'm like, oh shit, okay.
Yeah, that's kind of how it was for me yesterday when you and Alex were just chit-chatting and I was like, "Oh shit, there's 92 messages. Let me." Yeah.
We scroll through all that.
Mhm.
All right, well, before we dive into recap, besides book 3 coming out in 3 days, any other book news that you have?
At this point, I'm going to start working like fully working on my Casper novel. Now that I've got that wrapped up, the Secret Society series, I could put like my entire brain power into that. So, I'm excited.
I'm very excited. I want that one.
I know. I've been itching to get at it because there's a song that I keep listening to that just has this scene running through my head over and over and over again. And I'm like, I need to work on this. Like stat. But I'm like, no, if I start working on that, that's gonna screw up my timeline for the Secret Society series. So I gotta finish this first.
Amy's just sitting there, tapping her foot.
She's like, don't you do it. Don't you do it. So, yeah. I'm like itching to get to it. Any book news for you?
I finished 3 chapters on Fae Touch, the first book of the Silver Eyes trilogy. So I'm excited about that. I also am excited to get arcs out in January. I'm going to be getting those printed soon so that I can get those out in January. For Fire Magic, I mean. Yeah, Fire Magic has pretty much been sit in the review pile and wait for people's comments to come in. I'm still waiting on some beta readers. So, which, it's great. I sat there and I'm like, at the beginning of the holidays, I'm like, here, read this in a month, They love it.
It's good. I've thoroughly enjoyed Fire Magic, and I'm looking forward to Blood Magic. And, well,
yes.
Everything you write. I mean, I haven't read anything I don't like yet, so... And that should say something, because I have noticed I have gotten very picky.
You have gotten picky. I have sent her some recommendations. I was like, it's kind of a little trash, but it's not bad. And she's like, oh, I can't read this.
See what you've done? You've given me good literature, and now I can't even read the trash anymore.
Sorry. Not sorry.
Pretty much, yeah.
So yeah. Yeah, working on Fae Touched. I can't wait for people to meet Skitter and our heroes. Estimated release date for that is going to be fall of 2026. So yes, I am being ambitious. I'm going to try and publish 2 books this year in different trilogies. So then you all have to wait till the next year to read the next book of the trilogy.
That is ambitious.
But I think I can do it though.
You can.
I have faith in myself that I can do it. I know I had having to push Fire Magic off. In my defense, that was a lot of life changes really that happened that really messed with that. But yeah, I'm looking forward to doing more books with our heroes and Skitter and Brenna and the crew and just seeing where they go from here. Because while Blood Magic is written, the second book of Deathgate, um, Death Magic, the third book, has not yet been written. So I'm excited to see the conclusion of that trilogy. I think I'm probably going to try and write Death Magic after I finish the other two first drafts that I have going right now. Because I have Branded and I have Shadow Princess going right now. So I really want to finish those two.
That's fair.
Plus, technically, Death Magic wouldn't come out till 2028 anyway. So I have a little time.
I won't lie. I'm kind of itching to see the conclusion, too. Because I read Blood Magic, what? A year or two ago? Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I gotta know how it ends. I've been waiting a very long time.
You have. Yeah. I don't know. Maybe. Well, because the plan right now, we are just kind of doing it on a tangent, guys, because this is a recap episode, so we're just letting ourselves talk right now. The plan right now is I'm rewriting Fey Touched. I'm doing the first big revision of Fey Touched, and then I'm going to do the first big revision of Blood Magic. Hopefully during those, because I like to bounce back and forth between projects. So I like to work on first drafts sometimes, and then I like to work on revisions at times. So I'm hoping between those two, if I can get at least one of my first drafts done, then I think I might try and write Death Magic once the Blood Magic revisions are done. Because I do need to make sure those revisions are done before I write Death Magic, because I don't want to write Death Magic and then have to go back and change a bunch of shit like I'm going to have to do with Blood Magic. So
that's fair.
Don't worry, you know you're going to be the first one to read it. Even the very, very, very first rough draft, Nicole knows she gets it.
I know. I'm excited. I can't help it. I just get so excited. Because I want to know how it ends so bad. And I'm looking forward to the trilogy that comes after it, too.
Well, the prequel trilogy is coming before the other one.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
Yeah, we're jumping back in time. Yeah, there's a lot more books planned for this world. After the Deathgate trilogy, we're going to be jumping back in time to the Mage War with Druce.
Yeah.
So you're going to get his story. And then after Druce's trilogy is going to be Keen. So you're going to have to wait a while.
Oh, damn it.
It's okay. I'll wait. A really sudden burst of inspiration.
I'll wait. Patiently, maybe a little not so patiently, but patiently for the most part, I will wait.
I anticipate my spring releases for the next 9 years are going to be something in the Deathgate world.
That's fair.
So.
That's exciting, though.
I am scared as hell.
You got
actually
this.
Becoming real.
You got this. You got this.
Okay. Anyway,
I was gonna say, so should we jump into this week's episode now that we've gone a little bit off on a tangent, but that's all right. So we kind of wanted to do a recap of just some things that we've learned and enjoyed about doing the podcast, because at this point it's been 6 months that we've been filming, so a good half a year. And the first thing is how we have changed. I have been on a podcast before, but I did it alone. So for me, getting comfortable in front of the camera is a little bit of it, but more so working with someone else on a podcast, that has been something I had to work on, because sometimes I'll talk over her or she talks over me or we talk at the same time. So that has been something that I've had to work on. Oh my gosh, excuse me. That one came out of nowhere. So yeah, that has been one of the main ones for me, is just learning how to be in front of a camera with another person. That was huge.
Mine was definitely just being in front of the camera, period. Like, I'm the one that suggested the idea of the podcast for us, and I'm the one that's never been comfortable being in front of a camera, that's never like had any desire to be a theater kid or be on stage or be the focus of attention. Like, I actively get away from being the center of attention on a regular basis. which is why I was never going to do this alone.
Yeah.
Hi, kitty. Um,
Just back
yeah,
there staring up at something.
I think he's checking out the old sewing machine.
Oh.
So yeah, just getting in front of the camera, getting used to my own voice when I'm editing has been a big one for me because I am that person that hated my own voice, like, passionately.
No.
But it's a good thing though, because that has allowed me to be given me prep for doing the audiobook. Because I've already started recording some sections for the audiobook and I don't hate listening to myself anymore. So that's definitely been helpful.
Yeah. I would say also for both of us, learning to edit faster. Because I am in charge of typically editing down the social media clips, and that used to take me all stinking day, sometimes 2 days, if I'm honest, and it used to drag. And now I'm like, oh, boop, 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 boop. Like I already know what I'm doing, and I can get it done in like 3 hours. So I'm like, that has been huge because I've never had to do social media clips, and being able to cut that editing time down that much has saved me a lot of headache.
Yeah, and I actually, wow, I so hated being in front of camera. I forgot that I actually used to do book reviews until just now. I did book reviews on a YouTube channel for like 3 months.
3 months.
I actively forgot it.
You're like, I didn't like it so much. I wiped it from my memory. A trauma response.
Yes. Because I was actually just thinking I used to edit my book reviews and I've it's definitely easier to edit the podcast. I'm not going to lie because we are just talking and it's the long form format has definitely a lot easier than, pulling clips out to put them together into some kind of coherent video. But I've definitely gotten faster and found better ways, like using the timestamps to know walking through the first run through of the episode to get those timestamps for you and for me. Um, Being able to go in and use the software and know what I want to do and have a standard format and establish those standards has definitely it still takes me at least a couple of hours just because our episodes tend to be an hour long,
Yeah.
so I can't get away from that. But it's definitely gotten faster in the okay, this is where I need to clip, this is where I need to put the intro and the outro, and it's just turned into habit at this point. So it's kind of
Yeah.
nice to just be able to like pop, 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 done.
Yep. And you're just like, got it. No problem. And with that, I would say better time management, even though right now I'm a little behind on stuff. But overall, I have been able to juggle things a lot better and making sure things get out on time or scheduled. And we don't have those mishaps of, oh shit, I forgot to schedule something that was supposed to go out today. So yeah, but better time management has come with practice and doing this for 6 months, which I'm sure we're still going to find ways that can be improved from here until whenever. So yeah, overall, just better time management, making sure things get out on time.
I think my time management has not changed a whole lot because I had so many changes in the past 6 months, honestly, that I kind of got pulled out of being able to improve my time management between everything that I was juggling. So
Yeah.
I'm actually looking forward to this coming year and not having those huge life changes to where I can be like, okay, I can have like I feel like I am starting to get a little better in these couple of months breaks since I'm done with the moves, since I've had the break from grad school and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
But I am looking forward to making that even better and doing and having a, once I get all my other health issues sorted out anyway,
Yeah, I feel that.
having a steadier schedule so that I can make sure I am getting everything done on the right times, getting stuff scheduled out appropriately so I'm not sitting there at midnight going, "Oh shit, and I need to do this real quick before I forget."
Yep, we've both been
I
there.
also feel like I also feel like we've gotten better accountability for each other too. Like,
Yeah,
I know I don't feel guilty anymore when you're like, "Oh, hey, Blue Sky is up," and I haven't put Instagram up yet. I'm like, "Oh, she's just letting me know." It's not like I don't feel that guilt that I used to feel that I should have already done it kind of thing.
yeah,
It's just like, "Oh, she's just letting me know," you know?
yeah. And honestly, when you let me know, like Instagram is up, a lot of the times when you say it first, I'm like, oh shit, I forgot. I need to go do Blue Sky. So sometimes it's more so, yes, keeping us accountable, but also reminding us, like, hey, this is something we have to do. So, because there's been times where we've both forgotten. We're like, oh crap, we have to double up on posting today.
Yeah, done
So,
that.
yeah. And I don't think, I never meant it to be like a guilt thing. You know, it was always just, hey, just letting you know, like, it is posted to keep me accountable, like you said, because I will forget. 100%. The brain is like checked. If I don't have it, like someone reminding me to do something, it half the time won't get done. So yes, definitely accountability. And I know both of us have gotten to the point where we're like, hey, we have to get this done. And we're like, oh, poop, I forgot. So we're both each other's reminders at this point, which is really nice because sometimes when you do stuff alone, a lot of stuff falls through the cracks because there was just so much to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I know you never meant to make me feel guilty. It's purely just my
Yeah.
first habit of me falling short of my own standards kind of thing.
Gotcha. So, as we have gone through the podcast, one of the big changes is we did start with our book writing arc, which has now come to a close. So, that was fun because that is what our main focus is as authors is writing books. But another thing is we've started adding long book reviews in. And at this point there is 2 currently up on the podcast. And it's been really nice to just sit and just talk about a book that isn't ours because yes, as much as we want to push our own writing and, stuff like that, it is nice to just read and be able to talk about other people's books.
Yeah, and I really enjoy the buddy reads. I know in the past I've tried to do buddy reads with people and it just didn't work out for whatever reason or other. So we kind of were able to hold each other accountable to being like, okay, you need to read because we're doing this for the podcast now,
Yeah.
which I am behind on The Great Hunt.
I was so far behind on Eye of the World. And then now we're on The Great Hunt on that specific book set. And I'm like, not too far ahead of you. I think I'm 2 chapters ahead. But, and then we had Alex over here. She goes and reads Pumpkin Spice Cafe in a freaking day. And I was like, oh my God, I need to read. Like, we've had to read so fast. Yeah. So that was something we were like, oh shit.
And I think what's going to be fun about this is if you're invested in the Wheel of Time series, then yes, we fully intend, as long as the podcast is running, to do, if we can, the entire Wheel of Time series.
That's the hope.
But we both need a palate cleanser between. So we are going to be exploring other books between that, like we did Pumpkin Spice Cafe.
Yeah.
After The Great Hunt, I think we're going to do Arcana Academy by Elise Kova.
Yeah, that
So
looks
you can
really
look
good.
forward to that after that. And I personally think, and I don't think we've talked about this. This is actually the first time I brought it up. I think we should try and focus on indie authors
That's fair.
on our palette cleansers so that we can kind of help promote them as well as indie authors ourselves. I'm so sorry. The cat was over here a second ago looking like he was going to jump into the microphone. That's why I'm like,
You're so distracted. You're like, don't you do it.
yeah, exactly. Like, don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yeah, you can look forward to us pulling in. And I know I have dropped indie authors' names left, right, and center on this podcast. So I'm probably, unless Nicole strongly objects to something, we'll probably be going, hey, how about this author or this author or this author?
No.
Just to, yeah, just to help bring awareness to other indie authors as well. I think would be a good idea. So.
Oh, no. Yeah, I completely agree. I'm all about helping support indie authors. So that's something to look forward to, is seeing more indie authors on here. Between the big name of Robert Jordan, you know. So yeah. I can't really think of anything else that has changed besides ending the book arc and adding more reviews.
I mean, to be fair, while 6 months is a long time, it's still kind of a relatively short time for a podcast. So
Yeah.
I think those are pretty big changes just in the time that we have been doing this. So because we both tend to plan long term with these kinds of things. So
so that brings us to soapboxes, which we know we have a few. One being screw AI. I know there's a third one, but I don't think I can't remember it right offhand. But the one of the main ones is screw AI, don't use it. I am so hoping that AI bubble bursts sooner rather than later.
I will be specific in that we are saying generative AI.
Yes, there
are
art.
Good uses in the arts and liberal arts. Yes, absolutely.
Yes.
Arts and humanities.
Yeah,
definitely. There are uses for AI in other fields, but generative AI, especially when it comes to literature and graphic art.
Yeah.
Don't use it. Just don't use it.
It's not a good look.
Pay the artist.
Pay the artist and do the writing yourself.
Yeah.
It's one of those things that I know it's a hot take, but if you can't write, you can't write. Not every craft is... I guess it's like everyone has to hone their own craft, and if you can't do it, you can't do it. You know, find another hobby. Find another thing that you're interested in. Because using generative AI is just lazy.
It's a learned skill. It's not something that's going to come naturally to you. You have to hone your skills in this. And it's just like anything else. Like, Nicole and I just found out that someone is going to offer a digital sketching class. And we're like, hey, we're going to go do that. We're going to get the stuff so that we can be better at it. Because we're both like, hey, we'd like to be able to do that. We're putting in the work. So that's just, you got to put in the work. You got to put in the time.
Yep.
To make
you got to put the practice in.
Yeah.
Sorry. My throat is super scratchy.
Hall's cough drops, guys.
Yes, I'm waiting for Halls to reach out to me so we can have a sponsorship because that would be fantastic. Because not only do I pop cough drops when I have a sore throat, I'm sure it's going to come in handy when we're narrating our stuff because we're going to need it.
Hall's cough drops and chapstick.
Yep. Well, this time I'm not using chapstick. I'm using Carmex. Just to say. But usually, it's the blue chapstick. The other soapbox that I know we have joked is our tagline, which I would say 100% is our tagline, is do your research. When you're an author, you can't just blindly pull out what you think might be right in certain situations in writing. I mean, I'll tell you what, I was writing a short story and she rides a horse and I was like, oh my God, I'm pulling this out of my ass and I hope I'm not wrong. Because if I hand it to Leona, who is very experienced with horses, she's gonna rip my ass to pieces. So I was like, okay, I know the basics and I'm gonna stick with the basics. Because if not, I'm gonna get reamed for it. So do your research, because sometimes, someone's gonna catch your mistake. It's gonna happen if you don't do your research.
And don't use AI to do your research. And I've said it before, I'll say it again. I know it can be tiring to go down that rabbit hole. But if you go down that rabbit hole, you're going to find out other things about what you're researching that could influence something in your research, something in your story that you had set up as kind of like a tenet of the story. And you're doing this research and you're like, this isn't going to mesh. This isn't going to jive. So you either have to change what you're researching or potentially change a tenet of your story. I had to do that in fire magic. One of the things in fire magic is normal fire is not hot enough to temper steel. Mage fire is the only thing hot enough to temper steel. I had to go in and look up the melting temperatures of metals to figure out why fire won't work to temper steel. And I got into like a 2-hour-long discussion with my scientist friend about it.
Hey, sometimes it
about
happens.
How to make it work. So it, even with something you think is small, do the research anyway, because you never know what could or may not change in that story.
Yeah,
with what you're doing.
I mean, I have an example of that with Unveiled. One of my characters gets shot with an arrow, and I had wrote that they were in a bulletproof vest. And I was like, I had to stop and I'm like, wait, can arrows pierce bulletproof vests? Because if not, that just threw my whole scene in the garbage. So I had to sit there and I went on a deep dive. And in fact, they can be pierced with an arrow. Anything sharp. Kevlar vests do not work against sharp objects. Just bullets. Any blunt object. So I was like, okay, cool. I don't have to change the entire scene for that. But I had to go and do the research and double check, because there could be that one person that if that was not true, they would have pointed that out and be like, hey, this isn't true. This wouldn't work. This would not have worked at all. And I would have been like, well, shit. Well, there goes that. So it's the little things. Like if one of your, characters somehow gets cut and it's near their neck, like, okay, well, where on their neck? Is it their carotid? Are they going to die? How much are they going to bleed? It could be anything. But if you just say, oh, they sliced their neck and, they bled a little, someone may look at that and be like, wrong. So doing your research is just helpful. And I guess your credibility, because if you're just making blanket statements and not really doing that research, it kind of pulls you out of the story. And you're like, I don't know, because this author didn't take the time to even research this. I don't know if I'm going to like the rest of their stuff. Because at some point, you're going to read stuff and you're like, this doesn't make any freaking sense anymore. And it'll piss you off. I've had that happen where I've read some stuff and I'm like, okay, in one chapter it says this, and then this chapter it says that. But in my mind and the rules of this world, things aren't working. So,
yeah.
Doing your research is just helpful to the reader and keeps your credibility as an author, in my mind.
Yeah, I mean, especially you never know who's going to read it, and you never know what niche community is going to be like, hey, this is wrong. And you're like, there's a whole community about this. Oh, shit.
And you would be surprised at those little niche communities. They're there for everything.
Yes, they are.
So, yeah, do your research. and screw AI. There is another soapbox that we have gotten on before, but neither of us can seem to remember at the moment. So yeah, that would bring us to our witchy tip. And instead of giving you guys tips, we're going to talk about what we plan to work on coming up in the new year. I know for me, something that I've always been interested in looking into, but never really have, is glamour magic. I've heard people talk about it. I've seen stuff on it. And for the most part, I'm like, cool. But I don't know. For some reason, it's calling to me. It's like, do you dig a little deeper, read a little more? So that's definitely something I'm looking at getting into, reading more about, is glamour magic.
I kind of got two things, and one of them is one that I have already started, and that's doing more research on the deities that I'm working with and that have made themselves known in my life, and to continuing on that path. But also doing more understanding of divination. Because yes, Nicole has started me on the path of collecting tarot decks. There is now 3 of them sitting on my desk.
Yes. You got me on Instagram and I got you on tarot cards.
Mine is a little more expensive, just saying.
It can be, yeah. It is.
So just learning that practice and kind of incorporating that into my practice, while at the same time understanding that in my mind, tarot and divination is reflecting the currents around me, not necessarily telling me what to do. It's just telling me what's there and what things are saying in my mind. So I'm trying to make sure I'm approaching it without getting to where I can't do anything without consulting it. Because I do tend to be that obsessive personality, and I don't want to let myself go down that road.
No, that's fair. Yeah. I know with tarot, mine is always when I feel like my world is just kind of a little out of my own control, is when I really turn to it. I mean, I'll do my occasional, like, okay, what do I need to hear this week type of thing. But, excuse me. But when I start to feel like that overwhelming sense that something's not right or something's not going the way I want it to, that's normally when I will do my more in-depth tarot readings, where it's not just like just a few cards. Like, I'll just lay it all out. So, but yeah, that makes sense, because I can understand how the newness of that can really draw you in, and just obsessively pulling tarot cards.
Yeah. And I'm trying to limit myself in that, so that it's keeping that part of my personality from going too far with it.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. So.
The other thing that kind of just came to mind, that I wanted to do, is I'm going to redo my grimoire. I hand bound. Yeah. So I did hand bind my grimoire. But when I had made it, I was like, I want it to be super aesthetic, and I want it to look like those old spell books that you see on TV. And I'm like, that doesn't work. It just, yes, it has that cool appeal, but it's not really who I am as much as cool as it looks. And I want my grimoire to be a reflection of who I am now. So I will be rebinding an entirely new book. I already have the pages stacked and ready. I just need to get the bookbinding thread and the glue and all that stuff to get my text block done. So that is something that I do want to do. This text block's been sitting here for probably a good month waiting, but I've had books sitting on top of it to weigh it down so it'll sit flat for me, because it's like a good 150, like, okay, hold on. Now I gotta show you, because it is,
Yes.
it's a hefty, like I said, I got a buttload of stuff sitting on it to make it flat, so I just have to slowly move this stuff out of the way. Why is it sticking? There we go. So this was my original one. I do want like full paper stuff, and this is, it's oil and candle wax that I've gotten on the back, and this is a cotton fabric, so probably not the best, but it's, you know, and this, unfortunately, I really do love these pages. I tea stain them so they look really like old. I do like that, but I just cannot be bothered to do that again. That took forever. But this is going to be the new text block.
Oh, wow. That's a good 2 inches.
Yeah, it's going to be a hefty one. But I kind of want it to be more scrapbooky and have like things just, yeah, like very like scrapbooky, nothing perfect, just slap it on and just the aesthetic I'm feeling that day type of situation. So yeah, that was the other thing I want to do in the new year. New grimoire.
Nice. Looking forward to seeing that progress.
Yeah. So I'll let you know when there is a big update. As of right now, there isn't one because everything has been so busy. So, yeah.
So yeah, that was the quote unquote witchy tip this time around.
Yeah. So jumping back in to some of our favorite moments. So I'll let you start because yours are the first two of our favorite moments.
Well, I think the first one is also a favorite moment for you. It's the few times that we've had Alex Pfeiffer join us on the podcast. We have gotten real close in the past couple of months, the three of us, and actually having her join us on the podcast and doing the show with us was a real treat, and we really enjoyed it. And she's coming back. Don't worry. We're getting her back with us again. Yeah. But having her join us it's been 2 episodes that we've had her with us now. So can't wait till the next one.
I know.
And then probably my second favorite moment was in the giving and taking critique episode, having the confidence of a mediocre white man. The way I made Nicole laugh, I still go back and watch that clip sometimes just because
I couldn't contain it. It was so good. It was so good.
It was just perfect.
It really was. Like, it was hilarious. Because I've heard that phrase before, and the context you put it in, I was just like, that couldn't be any more perfect. Like, it was great.
Real quick, one more that I forgot to put in. Yeah. And it's now that Hector's here.
Oh, yes, Hector.
He has joined us since the Halloween episode. He is now a staple of the podcast, sitting on my chair. He will forever be here now. His name is Hector. He is a red dragon for those of us who don't watch the podcast. He is a red dragon that has been sitting on the back of my chair since the Halloween Samhain episode.
Yeah. And I just one day was like, you know what? He's still sitting there. I'm going to start adding text to our thumbnails of him saying something. So yeah, Hector. Great. Hector is our official podcast mascot. And I mean, a red dragon couldn't be any more fitting for 2 authors that write fantasy. So yeah. But I think one of my favorites was when we were doing the the Eye of the World review, and I mentioned the Manor Bear, and it's Perrin. And honestly, it's funny because the part that is my favorite, not only that, but your reaction to it, and you're like, the bear, or it's Perrin. So yes. Yeah, that just cracks me up. I love that one. And then when we had our whole conversation that made us both sound absolutely bananas, and that was, I don't know what my characters look like, but I know what they sound like. Because they talk to us all the time. And they talk to each other. So it's safe to say that that was hilarious, and I will always forever remember that because both of us can completely understand that, and that we hear our characters all the time.
I
That was
mean,
good.
it's the truth. And I just so many times that episode, I just ended up trailing off, going, "This sounds absolutely insane," and because it's literally like the. I just need to stop talking.
And it's just so funny because people that don't write will think we're nuts. They're like, what are they talking about? They hear their characters. But every author, any writer who has dealt with characters will listen to that and be like, I 100% understand what they mean. I get it. They do not sound crazy to me at all. So it's just funny to see. I know that there's two sides to that, and it's hilarious.
Yeah. And that actually goes right into my favorite overall episode was the character creation episode. Yes, for that moment, but it was also just a lot of fun to deep dive and how both of us make our characters and the processes that we use. And we've talked about it before in the past, but I don't think either of us had ever like really gone into a lot of detail on it. So learning each other's processes and getting ideas from each other, I think that was just a fun episode in general for that for me.
Yeah, I agree. I would say that was that one, and the Pumpkin Spice Cafe review was my
Oh my
favorite.
gosh.
Having Alex on and us just going to town on that book review was hilarious. I mean, honestly, just the things that we found that we don't like as a group, that we were just like, okay, this is nuts, right? Like, this just doesn't make sense. And anytime we have Alex on, it is fun because, like you said, we have gotten very close with Alex. So we have like a group chat and all that stuff. So having her on just felt like a natural choice. And us doing book reviews, I think, made sense after we literally just sat there and talked about, oh, what was it? Zodiac Academy on the marketing episode, where
Yeah.
we literally just sat there for like a good 10 minutes just talking about that seventh book in Zodiac Academy. So it just made sense to have her on, and it's always fun. And like I said, it's hilarious to watch us just banter about books. Yeah,
We
I
love a good
really
banter.
enjoyed that. Oh, 100%. We can be a little brutal though. I do say that when it comes to certain things, we're a little, just a little bit.
Trauma, man. You gotta respect the trauma.
Yeah, yeah. So yeah, that I would say that was my favorite episode, was when the Pumpkin Spice Cafe episode. But what is coming up next for the podcast? We do want to do more book reviews because we enjoy it. And it's nice just to get that break of talking about writing and deep diving into those topics of being an author. And some of them are not so fun, like editing and planning and formatting stuff. To kind of just break that up with being readers, because that's where it started. We didn't become writers out of nowhere. It was because we loved reading and we wanted to see stories that came to life in our own minds. So getting back to reading and reviewing is just fun for us. So yeah, definitely more book reviews for sure.
And then another thing that's going to be happening, since I am going to be doing the Kickstarter for Fire Magic, we're going to be taking you guys on that ride with us. So, planning the Kickstarter, figuring out your budget. I'm probably going to be starting to pull Nicole into helping me plan all of this, because that way, I can say, hey, what I'm talking about on the podcast now. And it's really just an excuse to have somebody help me with this.
Which is totally fine. I am totally up for that. I will help in any way I can.
So yeah, the Kickstarter, shameless plug, is planning on running between February and March, which, screw me, is next month of this episode. So yeah, we're gonna have that walk along with you guys, and I'm also going to attempt to bring in another person that has successfully ran 3 Kickstarters. Because we don't know yet if Fire Magic is going to be a success or not. Crossing my fingers, but we don't know yet. Um, but yeah, I have a friend that has successfully run 3 Kickstarters that I'm hoping I'll be able to bring in another guest for the podcast and get her
That's
input
awesome.
on this. So, and I have been absolutely pumping her for information on a
Just
regular basis
constantly
about
like,
this.
hey, what do I do for this? What do I do for that? What did you do? Give me your
Yeah,
insights and your
exactly.
tips.
So
Also, there is going to be kind of a big announcement coming
it's gonna
soon.
be a big one.
It is big. We're not sharing it yet, but you can look forward to some stuff happening within this new year, within the next, I would say, month. I'm gonna go 1 to 3 months, just so I can get a good broad spectrum, to be safe. But just know that there is going to be a fun announcement coming soon, and to look forward to that. I don't want to spoil it, even though I'm chomping at the
No,
bit to just to say
we
it.
have so many times we have both. I can visibly go back and see us reining ourselves back to
Yeah.
not say anything about this announcement like we're doing right now.
Yeah. There's definitely been times where I'm like, "Oh, we're going to no. Can't say that yet. Can't say that yet."
Not yet.
So yes, there will be an announcement and there will be a video that will come out. It'll be a shorter one, it won't be super long, but just a fun little announcement for you guys and us to come, which would bring us to our book reviews, which I do have one again.
Yay.
I am making
I'm
it
so proud of you.
I am making it my mission that I am just going to become the novella queen for the podcast, just for the little mini reviews, so I have something to review. um, so this was a book. It is a novella that I had found. Oh, geez, probably 2-3 years ago, I think, if not longer, on Kindle. I put it in my Kindle library as a want to read, and completely forgot about it. But I've been going through my Kindle wish list, I guess you could call it, and going through and reading the novellas. So this one was called The Necromancer's Bride by Brianna Hale. I like to read spooky shit if you haven't noticed. um and this follows, I cannot for the life of me remember her name because I finished this like 4 days ago. I can't remember, but there is a girl in a village who is a child at this point, and she is on the verge of dying because magic is coming down from the necromancer's house, and it seeps into the water, it seeps into the soil, the crops, and it makes people sick to the point that they die. But her father just couldn't have that. So he went up to the necromancer's house. She is on death's door at this point. And he gets the necromancer, who is Miramon. I do remember that. And asks him to save her. He comes down the mountain. Eventually, he does save her, even though she literally tells him, "Leave me the hell alone, let me die," as a child. And he goes, "No, I'm going to save you." Several years go by, and her little sister is now sick. Her mom has since passed, so she's like, you know what? I can't have this. Not only is her sister sick, but like other kids in the village are sick. Like 5 other kids. And she's like, I can't have this. This is ridiculous. This needs to stop. So she goes up to the necromancer's house, treks up this mountain to essentially confront this man and make him save the children. Well, let's just say he kept her for a month because they weren't close enough to death because he's a necromancer. He's not a healer. And what ensues is some very weird, erotic stuff. because he's a necromancer. So I'll let you use your imagination on that one. Um, it was interesting, and there were definitely times where I was like, "That's weird. I don't know how I feel about that." um, so yeah, the writing overall wasn't bad. I was able to get through it fairly easily without too many like that's weird. So it was a fun read. It's only 53 pages, so it's very short. But you still got a complete story out of it. And at the end, it does have a happy ever after. So yeah, it's a fun little spicy read, a little weird. So I'll just leave it at that. I really did like it though. It was fun. So yeah, the novella queen is coming at you now. I'm just gonna be.
I noticed that trend.
I'm just gonna shove novellas at you every week.
Okay. You good?
Yep.
So I read this chonker.
It's just my novella to your giant ass book.
To be fair, I read it very quickly because it is the Critical Role Vox Machina or Origins graphic novel. This is the library-bound edition of the Series 1 and 2 collection. So if you aren't watching this episode, this thing is bigger than my head. Like
it's massive.
It's bigger than my head.
Not your head, the book. I just have to clarify. I did not mean her head was big or massive. The book is massive. Sorry. Oh shit.
Sorry.
I'm so sorry. My brain sometimes. Oh gosh. Leona is in stitches right now. Oh gosh.
I swear. Anyway. If you do not know what Critical Role is or Vox Machina is, Critical Role is a group of voice actors who played Dungeons and Dragons live on Twitch for many, many years. They are still going. They're in campaign 4 right now. Vox Machina is the story of their first campaign that they did on stream, live on stream. So so the Vox Machina Origins graphic novel is kind of how the group came together, because online, when they streamed online, they had already become a group because they had already been playing D&D for like a year. So you never saw those kind of like beginning episodes of how they became a group. So that's what this steps in and fills in the gap of. So there are 7 players, so there's 7 characters. They are all such unique individuals, and as voice actors, they bring the voice acting to their characters, and it's so much fun to watch, but also, and then to come back and read and actually see the characters versus just listening. I'm going right back to I can hear him. I just can't see him.
Yeah.
Anyway, my brain. So yeah, it's a lot of fun. If you like graphic novels and you like high fantasy, epic fantasy, I think this would be a great read for you. There are several authors and artists on this. I will just list the ones that are on the front of the book: Jody Hauser, Matthew Colville, Olivia Sampson, M. Sassy K, literally that's how it's spelled, Chris Northrup, and Ariana Maher. And of course, I gotta name the Critical Role people, voice actors. Matthew Mercer is the Dungeon Master. There's also Wow, I can't remember their last names. Travis something, Travis Billingham, I think. Taliesin Jeff, Sam Riegel, Ashley Johnson, Marsha Ray, Laura Bailey, and Liam O'Brien. I gotta name them because, they are literally on the cover of the book. Their
Yeah.
characters are anyway. So, um, if you are not a fan of watching just the tabletop RPGs, highly recommend going and watching the animated series of Vox Machina because it is on Amazon Prime. I am just going to plug Critical Role tonight. I'm so sorry.
You're fine. I'm going to be watching it because I haven't. So I've seen Critical Role pop up before, but every time I've seen it, they're like in the middle of their campaigns. And I'm like, oh, man. So now that there's an animated series, I'm just going to go watch that.
It's a lot of time if you go back and watch the entire. I have finished the first campaign. I have watched front to end, beginning to end,
Words.
to end the Vox Machina campaign of the original them just sitting at the table playing the game. I'm in the first third of the second campaign right now, which is the Mighty Nine, which also has an animated series that just came out.
Yes.
So I have not actually watched the animated series yet because any time that I take, I tend to be watching the tabletop version because if you are someone like me that likes to embroider or crochet or knit, but you aren't experienced enough that you can't not look at what you're doing, you have to be able to look at what you're doing, but you want something visually on the TV as well. Tabletop RPGs, they're great.
Well,
they'll last you forever.
Yeah, and so it's not that I'm not a fan of Critical Role, it's just I didn't find them until after. I watched Legends of Advantris, and I'm sure people, if you are anywhere in the D&D realm on the internet, I'm sure you've seen their stuff, probably Critical Role too. They're just so funny. And there is one guy, his name is Mace. His laugh is so infectious. Like, you hear him laugh and you have to laugh. Like, he is one of those people that laughs with his whole entire body, his soul. But yeah, and they're just hilarious. So that is normally my go-to if I'm watching D&D tabletop. So yeah. If you guys haven't noticed, we're kind of a little bit of D&D nerds. It's just I don't have anyone to play with. I would if I had somebody.
I am starting, a friend of mine is going to be starting a game for us soon. I have not played since high school, so we're going to be doing the Mad Wizard's Dungeon, which is like 100 levels of a dungeon, which is supposed to run us from level 5 to 20. So we'll see.
Moly.
I'll keep you updated on if we actually get through it or not, but I'm really excited. I'm really looking forward to it. So I'm a nerd.
I am trying to convince my husband and my kids that as they get older that we should start our own family D&D campaign.
Do it.
Because my brother-in-law plays. He's played D&D with, I think, one of my extended cousins or something. He's played D&D with him, but it didn't last. So I'm like, I want to play D&D. It looks so fun. And just the imagination it takes is insane. When you actually watch it through, you're like, dang, how did they come up with this stuff? It's just boom at the top of the hat.
Yeah. No, it's I played in high school on a few campaigns. Never was able to finish a campaign, but yeah. I'll quit talking about it now because we probably should wrap this up.
Yeah. Yeah, so D&D nerds too. So that is the end of our episode, and you can find us at writingwithwitches.com. You can email us at writingwithwitches@gmail.com. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, Blue Sky, YouTube, and TikTok, as well as our Discord server, all of which are linked below, so you can easily find us in our link tree. I am on all the aforementioned places, as well as having my own Discord server, as well as my website, I am updating my newsletter every month. So if you want sneak peeks of chapters being written, character art, getting the short stories emailed directly to you, so you don't have to go search it on the interwebs, I send it to you. So yeah, all of that will be linked below. And Leona.
You are mainly going to find me on Facebook and Instagram, or my author site, leonaurbanskiauthor.com, or my Substack, leonaurbanskiauthor.substack.com. Sign up for the Substack. I am sending the newsletters out at least once a month. I'm trying to do more because I keep getting that sweet, sweet character art from Alex, and I love it. She just dropped another like 3 pieces of art in my lap, and I'm just in heaven.
Yeah. And then she decided to change mine. So now I'm getting like a double dose of Charles.
You are. You absolutely are. I love
I'm
it.
like, yay.
So yeah, find us there. Arcs on Fire Magic are closed. I am going to be sending out those arcs. If you are a digital arc receiver, you should already have yours. If you are receiving a physical copy, it will hopefully be in the mail soon. So check your email.
Yes. Also, speaking of newsletters, that will be the topic of our next episode. We will be doing a deep dive on newsletters now that we've had some experience writing them and getting them sent out on a regular basis and formatting and stuff like that. We can give you a little tips and tricks that we've learned along the way to give you a good newsletter, I guess. So, again, that brings us to the end of our episode. Thank you for watching or listening, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye-bye.